All right, so the situation is as follows. Your boy got accepted into a VA dual diagnosis program, but the terminology the lady used was dialectical training. And so I think this is going to be huge for me because I'm a nice person. Like, generally, I'm really a nice person. I don't want to cause harm to anybody. I want to defend others who can't defend themselves. And so, but I come off as a generally not that. And that's due to because my childhood. Now, my military experience is longer than what's on paper. In fact, what you can see right here on my VA paperwork is that you may have additional periods of service not listed above. I don't know if you can read that or not, but that is my award letter. There, I'm doxing myself because I don't care anymore. I'm not going to keep silent anymore. The things that happened to me shouldn't have happened to anybody, and God forbid it happened to anybody else than me. Let's go back. We're going to go way back to my childhood. Let's go back even before that to the conception and the zygote / embryo phases that you go through in the womb that are more important than you think they are. And it all depends on what's going on in your environments and your surroundings is going to depend on what happens to that little embryo, how it's going to develop, what skills it's going to think that it needs, you see, because whether you think it or not, because you can't recollect that part of your life doesn't mean there isn't a recollection for that part of life. And there is. And it's just as important. That gestation 9 months is just as important as the next 5 years for that baby's development. See, the first 5 years after you're out of the womb, that is the most developmental years up here. And so your environment, your surroundings, your companions, your relationships, all the bases for those are going to be formed within those first 5 to 6 years of you being out of the womb. Now let's go before that, because a lot of people miss this, and there's a significance to the gestation period and the embryo and how it's going to react to the world outside of the water sac when it takes that first breath of real air. The expectations that it's going to have. And that's huge when you're this big. So you think about it, you go from the size of a paramecium or a Vermicelli, and you grow throughout your life, quite like a tree, which bears the seed in itself, drops, this covering dies, and the real flower comes out. I don't know why I went there. Excuse me. My conception and gestation period was travailed. I mean, that's for a lack of words what I'm trying to tell you. Travailed. Don't look good on me smoking. Don't smoke, kids. it puts hooks in you, man, and then at periods of time in your life, it yanks on them hooks, man, and it pulls you in. If you have addiction issues, get them worked on young. Get those toolboxes filled up, because you don't want to be 43, 44 living in your car, man. It's not what you want to do with your life. I'm not going to go into the gestation period. I'm just going to tell you that it's significant, and it has an effect on a lot more than science or medicine is willing to tell you. Remember, there's stuff that's been kept away to the end times. Locked up, hidden, kept in code. I'm just waiting for the revelation. And that's where we're at. We're in the revelation. The word is apocalypse. That's what revelation means. Apocalypse. That's the Greek breakdown. Get into some entomology, won't you? Learn some word origins so you can put context together in a way you never have before. It will give you insight. You know, before you go to God and ask for insight, I mean, have you done what you can? So fast forwarding from my gestation period, we're going to call it, and into my formative years, which were horrific, to say the least. Horrific. Now, I thought I was going to go into some things on this video, but mentally, I'm not prepared to do that. Let me just preface it for the next video saying that I am back. And the time to keep silent, it's no longer. I will, in detail, in intricate detail, break down my childhood as one chosen for grooming by the United States military, specifically due to my birth date. And that was the beginning. The other factors that I was chosen for were my intellect, which isn't superior, but it's above average. My physical prowess, which is above average. My body is a weapon. And it was made that way before I was groomed. That's your preface. Stay in touch. I know I've been out of touch. I've been working on myself. Got a lot of programs that I'm getting ready to go through in the VA, got accepted into. And these are going to be life-changing things that will put the pieces in place so we can put ourselves in place. Remember, number one, there's a God above, and your redemption draws near. Keep your heads up and keep your spirits higher.